Yo, what's going on, man? Today is May the 3rd, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn Show live on Twitter right now. I'm also live on YouTube as well. Coming off a pretty good day, man. Pretty good day yesterday. We had the Lakers plus the 5. Yay. Clap it up for my LA guys. And we also took the Knicks at the -5 yesterday. If you got the early number from DraftKings when I tweeted it out, well, when I sent it out on to the YouTube membership on Saturday. So, um, yeah, man. Hopefully, we can kind of keep it going. I did jump on the Knicks while I was doing the show as well at 3.5. Yeah, they look like bums. I'm kind of worried about the Knicks, and I got to talk to my New York guys and see what they say. It's interesting what's going on in that series, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But everybody that's new, if you're new to the YouTube, definitely follow me on Twitter. If you're new to the Twitter, definitely follow me on YouTube. Make sure you send that text message to your friend, to your cousin, to your uncle, to your coworker. Let them know the ChrisBeCappinn Show on, man. Tell them tune in, tap in. Let's make some money today. Um, so with that being said, I did the recap. This is not the right recap, but we did go. Like I said, it was two and 0 in the chat in the membership, but it was 2-1 because I didn't give out the Nick first half in the chat. So overall successful day. Of course, you guys know I'm extremely excited. I've been smiling like Santa dropped off a load of money. For me, since the Lakers won last night, had a hard time sleeping last night, man. It feel good to see my guys back doing what they're supposed to do. And yeah, like I said, I don't know about the Knicks, man. So today we got just one game, so it'll be a pretty quick show. Hit the like button for me as you guys join, and let's get into it. So let me put real um uh, the real recap up. So 2-1. Knicks were I always like to be transparent. I'm just late. I didn't do this. Knicks first half -3.5, not cash, and then uh Lakers told me I was crazy yesterday, man. He told me my fanboy, was gonna come into play. I shouldn't take my Lakers last night, man. They can't beat Steph and Clay and them boys. Not in Chase. But yeah, we got some money anyway. Retirement home came out of business. Them boys in the retirement home be hooping out in LA. But you know what? I ain't here for that, man. Let's go. Let's get into the game for today. So one game for today, we got the Celtics looking to bounce back. The Philadelphia 76ers came in there and got them boys about the way the other day without Joel Embiid. So today, yesterday, Joel Embiid, for the people who don't know, Joel Embiid did take home the MVP yesterday. Shout out to Embiid. Salute to him. That was dope, man. He definitely deserved it. I didn't have any future ticket. Felt like I didn't know what the NBA was going to do, but it's good to see Embiid, get one. He definitely deserves it for sure. So today, he's back. Could be a little fat and happy spot, like my guy Jay Money always talk about. For the Sixers, already still in one. And B hasn't played in probably like 10 days now, so it's gonna be interesting in this game for sure. You see the spread open up at 10, and then it comes all the way back down. Joel Embiid was listed as doubtful yesterday, was upgraded to said that he's in for today. So line comes all the way down to 7.5, and now you see the money coming back in. So I think a lot of public money probably came in on Philly in this spot. Thinking okay, Jay got Joel Embiid back, they're gonna win this game because they just won the other day without Joel Embiid, so they definitely gonna win today, right? Let's pump your brakes just a tad bit, man. This looks like and smells like a Boston Celtics spot for me. And the reason why is, I talked about this last week when I gave out the Boston Celtics to beat the Atlanta Hawks, and I'm not saying they're the same team. What I'm saying is that the Celtics respond the same exact way. The Celtics are now 9-11 in the playoffs, and write this stat down. They're 9-11 in the playoffs, dating back to the beginning of last season. Last season playoffs, they win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. But after they lose, they win, right? So 9-2 straight up and against the spread since the start of last season in the playoffs. And if you take out the finals when they lost, after they lost twice to the Golden State Warriors after a win. I'm sorry, after a loss, they're actually 9-0 straight up and against the spread. And then one of the reasons why I think it's important to kind of focus in on the first half in this spot, and I'll give out my plays in a couple seconds, but one of the reasons why I think it's extremely important to focus on the first half in this spot is because the Celtics, they just are a much better first half team than they are full game team. Second half, their numbers tend to trend in the wrong direction. So I looked it up. I did some investigating earlier, and this is what I got as far as the tale of two halves for the Boston Celtics. So in the first half of the 7 games in the playoffs so far, this team is number 1 in offensive rating, number 11 in defensive rating, but they're first in net rating. So that tells you how good their offense is specifically in the first half. They're 5th in assists. Now keep in mind these stats are within 16 teams because this is not everybody in the league. So 5th in assists, they're actually first to assist to turnover ratio, 7th in rebounding, and they turn the ball over the second fewest of any team in the playoffs. First in effective field goal percentage, and they're 7th in pace. On the opposite side, this is what we see. We see complacency for Boston. We see them start to turn the ball over. In the second half of the game, this team is 12th in offensive rating. So they go from first in the first half to 12th in the second half. The defensive rating stays the same. It's 11th in the first. It's 11th in the second half. The net rating drops from first to 12th as well. They're 10th in assists, so they don't move the ball as well. They're 14th in assist to turnover ratio, which means they're turning the ball over a lot. They're also 13th in fewest turnover percentage. So they're turning the ball over at an elite level in the second half, not getting a lot of assists, and their effective field goal percentage drops from first to 5th. So that's one of the reasons why I kind of like Boston early in this spot. I did lay the 4.5 with them in the first half. I want to say that the 4.5 is still available. Let me make sure. Let's see. So let's see. Yeah, 4.5. 4.5 is still available. Let me see where you can get the number at. What's the best place to get the number if you want to tell the play? I laid the 4.5. I also laid the 8.5 as well. The number is up to 9 on some books. I also saw that there was an 8 available that I didn't play, but there was an 8 available a little bit earlier as well. So, I know a lot of people don't play sides. A lot of people like to play props. Props have been kind of killing me, so I've been kind of laying off props. And if I've been playing them, much smaller, reduced, unit size for me, like a quarter of a unit. I've just been kind of putting on props because they've been a little more volatile for me lately anyway. So let's see. First half spread. First half spread. Best number that's available right now based on Odds Jam is, if you want to take the Celtics, is 4.5. So 4.5 is still available on Unibet at -127. Also available on Bet Rivers. Also available on Barstool and Hard Rock Sportsbook. The 5.5 is, the less juice number, but I like to get I don't mind drinking just a tad bit of juice. I'm not drinking 145, but I'll drink the 127, 125, 135. So couldn't talk anybody off, taking the 5.5. We have seen some of these numbers be a little tight, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. I want to see some return versus getting caught on the hook and losing the bet. So Celtics minus the 4.5. I also, like I said, I laid the full game spread with them as well. Hopefully they can get it right today, man. It should be a smack city spot. I think Joel Embiid comes back. He's a little out of rhythm. I think they, like I said, a little fat and happy in this spot with Joel Embiid winning the MVP last night, and the Celtics tied the series up before going, to Philadelphia in the upcoming days. So that's what I like as far as the spread. I forgot which first quarter I gave out. It's about 2 weeks ago I gave out a first quarter. The first quarter didn't hit, and I said I'm not going back. So I'm not playing any more first quarters. Just first half and full games for me. Anything can happen. It seems a little too volatile in the first quarter before things, really get set. So I think, it's going to be some people that's going to say, hey, Chris, how are the Celtics going to get it together? I say yes. I think so. I think you see some regression from guys like D'Anthony Milton. I think you see some regression from a guy named James Harden in this spot. I think you see the Celtics play a little bit better defensively. And I had a tweet that I wanted to share real quick by Sean Grande, who does play-by-play for the Boston Celtics. He talked about the defense, right? He says in the tweet, it says the Celtics were the number 2 defensive team this season. they're 12th out of 16 in the playoffs, so their defense hasn't been as good. In the regular season, they gave up 1.23 points per possession 7 times. Only so 1.23 points per possession 7 times out of 82 games. In the last 5 games, the Hawks and the Sixers have averaged the 1.23 points per possession. So what that's saying is that the defense has been absolutely terrible. And I think that they corrected. Missoula got to make a couple changes. If you just watch with Al Horford being out there, they're like trying to kill Al Horford. Whether it's James Harden, whether it's Maxey. Last series, it was Trae Young, it was DeJounte Murray. So they're gonna have to figure that out. I know Missoula, he looks like a deer in headlights. Shout out to Coach Bud, because he's the king of not making adjustments, and it feels like Missoula has been doing the same thing. But I think he makes the adjustments today, man. I think the Celtics get the job done first half in full game. So I did lay the 4.5 and the 8.5 with the Boston Celtics tonight. Also, looking at props in this game, I did the propcast earlier with my guy Munov and talked about Tatum rebounds plus assists. I talked about being an unofficial play on Monday. He crushed the line. I think it's another game. I will say this: I'll preference all my prop looks with. I would go lighter on player props today, just because there is the potential for a blowout. And if the Celtics blow out the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, not saying that it's going to happen, but typically these teams that go down 0-1, they typically bounce back in big fashion. I can see the Boston Celtics doing that tonight. If that happens, there could be a case of Tatum sitting on the bench, not needing to necessarily get to this number. But I love Tatum to go over his rebounds plus assists again today. I think he's over in 6 of his last 7 or 7 of his last 8 against the Philadelphia 76ers specifically. I think he just continues to move the ball. I think he continues to rebound the ball. And I think he cleared this with 16 in the last game. So I like Tatum today. I also like Marcus Smart. His points, rebounds, and assists, the line's only 19.5 on Caesars. It's 20.5 on other books. I think it's also playable. This dude's 5 for his last 6 to this number. The only game he stayed under was the game that he only shot 8 times. And all the other games he shot at least 11 times. He's averaging 9.5 rebounds plus assists and 16 points. So if you do the math, and that's in the 7 games that he's played in the postseason, that's good for 24 points plus rebounds plus assists. So I think with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown continuing to see a bunch of attention, a guy like Marcus Smart is going to continue to eat. Couldn't talk anybody off Brogdon. I know he played well in the last game. Couldn't talk anybody off Derek White, because he could potentially be in a bounce back spot tonight. And it's really difficult to pick between who you think is going to play well with these guards. But Marcus Smart's going to be in there. He's going to be needed for his defense. And I like him, Marcus Smart also does this thing where he has like a good game, bad game. And it's not necessarily like he has like an extremely bad game. It's like he does something stupid at the end of the game, and then he makes up for it in the next game. If you guys watched the last game, he literally caught the ball on a curl on the left side wing, spun towards the middle, and got in the air and dished it to Tatum, who was looking at him to shoot the ball, and then it goes off Tatum's hand and it goes out of bounds. So, like, it's just like boneheaded plays like that. Like, I do expect Marcus Smart to bounce back. He typically does after doing stuff like that. So, 2 player props that I've talked about so far. The spicy one, I think, is Robert Williams to go over 1.5 blocks. This dude fluctuates back and forth between the number, and it's plus 155 on Bet365. He goes from 0 blocks to 2 blocks. 0 blocks to 3 blocks. I do think that, his minutes been pretty inconsistent, but I think they're kind of, trying to the way that they're using Robert Williams, to me, kind of feels like they're just kind of preserving him for when they need him, right? Last round they played against, Atlanta, and it's almost like he's like a Pokemon card. Like they activate him when they need him to, right? Like Pikachu or something. They just kind of, like say, all right, Robert Williams, this is going to be a game for Robert Williams. So last round, they didn't really need him too much versus Clint Capella. I think that they need him a little bit more against, a big physical presence like Joel Embiid. And I think Robert Williams could get 2 blocks, man. I didn't play it yet, but it was one of the things that I kind of looked at that I absolutely, liked a lot today. I just don't want to overindulge in the player prop market. So Robert Williams over 1.5 blocks, I think, is in play, especially with them being down, desperation spot at the crib before traveling to Philly. I love that it's plus money. And I love that Embiid's back. So, Robert Williams should be able to – he's going to be the guy, I think, that's going to be matched up with him if it's not Al Horford. So, Robert Williams over 1.5 blocks. The other one, the fun, we'll call this the fun sneaky play, the sneaky fun play. Mr. PJ Tucker. I'm on his overs today, man. I know people probably think I'm crazy. I thought I was crazy yesterday for betting on for thinking about betting on Steph to go under 31.5 points after dropping a 50 ball on Sacramento, but that would have hit, and I didn't play it because I was a little chicken. Wanted all my money on the Lakers, so I didn't lose, but I could have won twice. PJ Tucker is one of those guys. I think this role, for today, is a big PJ Tucker type game. And hear me out. Dude's coming off a game where he, I think it was some kind of ESPN stat where he was like the first player to play 37 minutes and not even attempt a field goal or something like that. I read the other day. So that's a possibility where he couldn't shoot the ball. But he didn't shoot a shot. He didn't shoot a shot in the last game. Finished with 5 rebounds and 1 assist. So he had 6 points, rebounds, and assists in the last game. 6 rebounds plus assist, 6 rebounds plus assists with no points at all. If you go back and look at the last 3 games that he's played with Joel Embiid, he's cleared that number in all 3 in the net series. And then in the 4 games that he actually played against the 76ers, that he played against the Boston Celtics this season, he actually cleared the number in all 4 games. He's 4 for 4 to the over. I think given the minutes that he's going to have to play with Tatum and Jaylen Brown being out there, I like PJ Tucker, man. I think he can make 1 shot and, grab a few rebounds. He's averaging 6 in the playoffs and get 2 or 3 assists. He's averaging 3 assists. So his averages are 6 rebounds and 2 assists in the playoffs. That's 8. We're talking about 1 corner 3-pointer. I don't feel like I'm asking for too much. A corner 3, give me 5 rebounds and 2 assists. And we should be able to go over this number. You hit PJ Tucker also could get this out the way early. Dude could PJ Tucker could hit 2 threes at the beginning of the game. I'm gonna look like a genius. I'm putting this all over Twitter. If not, y'all probably won't see me no more. But no, I'm just kidding. I like PJ Tucker today, man. I played his over 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Earlier today, it was plus 100 on BetMGM. You still can get it. I was just looking right before the show. You can get it at minus 105 on BetMGM. Also saw it on Caesars, I think, at a minus 106. So it's not a juice number at all, man. PJ going crazy today. We getting money off PJ, man. PJ making us some money tonight. And that's what I got. I think as far as the total goes in this game, I do like the under. I didn't play it, but I think, I kind of want to see it with the Celtics first. I just kind of read off some defensive numbers where they've been really bad, but I think they bounce back in a good way. We know that Embiid being back is only going to slow down the pace for the Philadelphia 76ers. And for the overall game that it's going to slow down the pace. I think Boston could still try to run in this spot, especially having understanding that Joel Embiid is back, and why not try to run him to death up and down the floor. But the Celtics don't play with a lot of pace. They score a lot of points when they do score a lot of points because they're making their 3-pointers. That's if we're being quite frank about it. So I think the Celtics make some adjustments today. They get the job done. If I'm playing the total, I am looking towards the under. It's just because the Celtics typically play a little bit better defense off a loss. And it's also because I expect the pace to be extremely slow. In the 4 games that Joel Embiid played against the Boston Celtics this year, 3 of the 4 went to the under. And the totals were close to the ones that we see today, 216.5, 217. So those are my thoughts on the full game. Wanted to get there with James Harden on his under, but I couldn't get there just because the number was appropriate. I was looking to smash James Harden under after scoring 45 points in the last game, but don't feel like I can do it just because James Harden number, I think home points, rebounds, and assists is only like 34.5 or something like that. So I don't like it as much at that number, but I was trying to smash that, man. All right, cool. I'm done. Hit the like button for me if you guys showed up late. And shame on you. It's like, no, I'm just kidding. Let's get into it, man. Let me go. Send me a request if you guys got anything. I'm gonna get Frag up. I'm gonna get Game up, and I got Fresco back in the building. So we're gonna get the Fresco today as well. We'll, like I said, it'll be a shorter show. Really want to hear from my guys, hear what everybody else got to say, and then we'll get up off of here real quick. Let me go through the comment section. Coop says, "What up, AOD?" Coop says, "Shout out to the Lakers winning outright last night." I will not lie to you guys. I didn't even sprinkle on the money line. Not $1, $10, nothing. I 50, nothing. I should have, but I was, man, my heart was pounding last night. But enough of that, Coop. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to the Lakers, like you said. Shout out to that under 227. Took under 230.5 at plus 480 live in the third, and it cashed. Hey, David, that's smart. So what I've learned real quick on this, David, I hope you're still watching, is that if you go through and look at the Golden State Warriors, because they play so fast for the first 36 minutes of the game, you can see their shots start to not fall. And that's what happened in the fourth quarter of this game. Their shots start to not fall. They only scored 41 points, 48 points, I think, in the second half. So, as hot as they were in the first half, their shots just, start to not fall because your legs get tired. You coming off of game 7. Only one day of rest. So that was a great call from you, David. I had so much money tied up on the Lakers. I was like, I'm not even trying to take a live bet, nothing. I was just heart pounding. But yeah, shout out to Ali, Rob Maddock. Scotty says Celtics coach doesn't make adjustments. He's bad. Yeah, Mazzulla gonna have to get it together. I think he gets it together today, Scotty. That's what I'll say about that. Jeffrey says those Knickerbockers are trash. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit more about them tomorrow. And I probably know a couple people who disagree with you, but we'll see how it goes. Joel assists in case he's rusty, and Boston could give up some. She could give him some doubles. I couldn't talk you off, Coop. I could not talk you off. I know my guy Munaf is on it. I don't know if they double him though. Like I think it's gonna be interesting to see if they double him. I feel like Joe Mazzulla is not gonna double Embiid tonight. I think you just let Embiid eat. I know I talked about this the other day, but I think you just let Embiid eat and let everybody else, stay cold. I could be wrong, but we'll see how it goes. Celtics -8, Cal B. Absolutely. If you can find a -8, definitely take the -8. That's what I played. I played the 8.5. Celtics do get complacent. AOD, they need to get punched in the mouth first. They definitely need to get punched first, which is why I don't bet on them off a win. If they win today, I probably won't bet them game 3 in Philadelphia. How do you feel about Celtics team total over 112.5 and Philly over 104.5? Celtics love, I think it's supposed to say live and die by the 3. I think Embiid stays falling on the floor and getting free throws. Yeah, I think the total goes under though, Josh. I mean, I could see the Celtics going over their team total and the Philadelphia 76ers staying under theirs. I know 104 is a low total. And I know the Celtics haven't really been showing that they can play defense. I still kind of believe in this team defensively, especially off a loss. Maybe not necessarily off a win though. Let's see. What else y'all talking about? Appreciate that, Zoned Up. Definitely appreciate you. Zoned Up said PJ Tucker 2 threes. Couldn't talk you off. I'm not playing PJ Tucker to hit 2 threes though, because he probably won't even shoot one if I play him. Hindi said, yo, remember I called Lakers money line, Curry under? By the way, go grab that Laker gear, man. We dethroning Curry. Yeah, I didn't put the Lakers stuff on, man, because I actually just got done with a workout. So I had to take a shower when I get done with the show. Then I'll put the Lakers socks on. I got some shorts, all that good stuff. Markel said before the show, I put on Tucker under 1-3. And here you go, say Tucker name tonight. Wow, I'm done. Hey, he could go under 1-3 and still get to this number, Markel. But the odds of both of us winning, they super slim. I just wanted to do something different, man. I feel like everybody play the same player props. I wanted to kind of look a different way. And I like PJ Tucker. Like I said, the minute's going to be there. You just got to make a couple shots. And typically, after under, you got to go over. That's the law of averages. So Curry had 50, came back down to earth with 20-something yesterday. So I like it. I like it. What up, Tariq? How you feel about PJ Tucker over 3-pointers? I'm not playing PJ Tucker over threes because he could not make one. He could shoot 3, make all of them. I can't get that right. I just think overall the number is too low. I think it's a couple people in the spaces that could go out there and get 10 PRA to collectively. So PJ Tucker gonna do it tonight for us as well. So the PJ Tucker play hurt his stomach. My fault. My fault about that. Yeah, I'm hoping that Embiid doesn't. I'm hoping that Embiid stays healthy as well. I want to see him play throughout the entirety of the series. Let's get into it for today, though, man. Let's get into it. First up, let's come to Dream, Frag, and then Game. Let's go in that order, just because I see it in that order. What's up, Dream?
What's the vibes, my guy?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Can't complain, man. Quick recap of yesterday. 4-1 on the picks I gave out up here. AD went under like I expected. It got a little hairy at the end. But he went under. My boy Dante continues to cash for me. So good night. I ended up giving out a live play. LeBron over PRA didn't do well. fell short because he couldn't hit the broad side of the barn. And hit a little plus 675 lay. So it was a good night last night.
I like it. I like it, Jay. I swear, Bron almost gave me a heart attack last night. Keep pulling up from three. I thought he was wearing gold like gold and blue. I'm like, he playing for them? On offense, it looked like he was playing for them. On defense, it looked like he was playing for us. He was back there, like, playing middle linebacker, like, telling everybody what to do because he didn't play Golden State so many times. But I'm like, bro, is he working for them? Like, why does he keep shooting all these threes? I think he finished like 1 for 8. I'm like, clank.
Yeah, and he like 5 for 63 in the playoffs or something. Like, bro,
yeah.
Drive the ball. I know you're a little old. Just drive it, man.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the game. Drive the ball, man.
Yeah, please do, bro. I might Dream. We might have to go. Bron under his threes in the next game.
You said what, Bron? What?
Under his threes. I think it's probably gonna come out like 2.5.
Man, you know what? That's not a bad look, but bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd be scared to fade these goats, man, because he hear this talk.
That's true.
Come out 3 and 3 in the first quarter from three. Like, y'all said I can't shoot.
That's true. That's true. Hey, but you was on Steph last night though, Dream.
I was on his unders. Unfortunately, Kevin Love, my boy, with what, 2 for 8, 2 for 7 from three. But I had a nice plus 1,000 with Steph. Under 28 and a half or 27 and a half.
That's my point, Jane. You can't tell me I can't take Bron threes under when you taking Steph points under.
I mean, but you got the game 7. I just gave the speed. I just scored 50.
I'm with you. Nah, I got you. What's up? What's up?
We Laker fans too. I ain't taking no under LeBron's this series.
That's a fact. Yeah, I ain't gonna be that disrespectful, Drew. You right. What you liking today, my guy? What you want?
Couple quick plays, man. Yeah, unfortunately, good thing about posting early is I get good value, or sometimes I get bad value, like this morning when I posted at like 2 a.m. But yeah, I'm on Maxi over 23 and a half. I still play it. That's why I'm talking about it.
Okay.
But it's at 21 and a half. If you look at his game log and actually watch the game, he was getting up a lot of shots. He did not shoot well. He was like 10 to 24, 10 to 26, something like that. 2 and 9 from 3. So he managed to get all them shots up. He managed to score 26, or I think he had like 26 points. He went over the line. And he managed to do all that with Harden scoring 45, Tobias Harris scoring about 18, 20, Melton shooting 5 threes. Well, hitting 5 threes. So I still think, for lack of a better term, there's still meat on the bone. Obviously, Embiid coming back does take some shots away. But again, Harden had 45 last game. Embiid may or may not be on a minutes restriction. He may or may not get double teamed. And when Embiid comes back, I think the biggest role is going to be Harden. Like, Harden's trying to get paid. He's going to get paid. He did his job. He's already led the league in assists pretty much. He already had 45 on the road by himself, basically, and stole a game from a top 2 seed. So he's done his job. Like, we about to get the old Harden now. That's why, I agree with you with that, them unders. I wouldn't doubt Harden go under today. Like, we're going to get 17 and 10 from Harden. We're not going to get another 30-point game, in my opinion. Maxey is going to be the one that's going to keep his foot on the gas. So I stand by my play. Obviously, I would play it at 21 and a half, and I'm giving it out at 23 and a half. Second place, Boston first quarter -3. Again, if I would have waited, I probably could have got a better number, but it's pretty much settled around 3 right now. So I got that I got it at Bet Rivers -117, but it was probably widely available everywhere. So normally I do the first quarter money line full game parlay, first half money line full game parlay. But in this case, I'm just thinking, first off, the Celtics came out how they were supposed to offensively last game. I think they won the quarter 36-31. It was their defense that was the issue. Their defense is going to be, I think, the biggest thing that Joe Mazzulla addresses. That's why I wanted to get on the first quarter. Obviously, can't talk you off the first half, but I think they come out with something to prove and win it by a couple of possessions. So those are my 2 picks. Celtics first quarter -3 and Maxey over 23 and a half. As far as blunt money bets, I posted some lays on my page. But let me see. Embiid, 35 points plus 700. Yeah, give me that. Might get a minutes restriction, might do all this, that, and the third. I was talking to the bros earlier on my timeline. They was like, everybody on Embiid assists. I'm just old-fashioned. I just know a guy that been wanting to win MVP his whole career, got snubbed the last 2 years, finally won it, and gonna come back early, I think bro shooting tonight. I mean, he could be passing, but Joel Embiid, I know, might go for 50. I don't care. Torn meniscus, he played through it. Orbital fracture, played through it. He done played through injury. So, yeah, if you want to give me Joel Embiid 35 points at plus 700 when he was lined at 31, 32 and a half all year, I'm going to take that. Also, Harden to get 10 assists. Joel Embiid to score 30 points. Last check was about plus 640. So I'll get those two out up here. That's what I'm on.
Okay. Hey, my guy Dream said he taking a stab at Embiid 35. I mean, why not? Why not? They're gonna have to show it. And if Missoula don't double him and he feeling good, he could potentially get there. That's why I like doing the show, because it's all about mindset. In my mind, Joel Embiid gonna finish with 21 points tonight. So we gonna see how it go. But I couldn't talk Dream off of his look, man, because
I could see that too. That's why it's a blunt money bet, man. These are just value bets, man. Like, these value bets.
Right. Nah, for sure. I wanted to address one thing in the comment section before I come to Frag. Somebody said, Sir Goat says, I'm late, but who you like on the side? I know everyone likes Boston just because just because they lost. But I don't think it's that easy. So Sir Goat, if you don't like Boston, man, I say jump on Philly or just stay on the side. You could chill. You could jump on Philly. I'll tell you what I do. I know a lot of people, think that I might not know what I'm talking about, or whatever the case might be. But I tell you one thing that I do. Something that I'm typically always doing is going with the data. And I'm gonna share my screen real quick just because I think this is important for people to see. So if you're looking at YouTube right now, what I have pulled up here is and I'll just go back a little bit just so you guys can see how I got here. So first thing I got pulled up, I'm on Killer Sports. I got home favorites who lost as a home favorite in the playoffs. These teams are 115 and 36 in the Killer Sports database. That's 76% of the time they win the game. These teams are 82 and 66 and 3 against the spread. That's 55% of the times they win the game. 45% of the times they lose the game. I totally get it. But if you come down here, and if I zoom out just a tad bit, you guys can see over here, this first column here is their if they win the game straight up. The second column is if they cover the spread. So you see the Heat and the Knicks. The Knicks didn't cover last night because the line ended up closing at 10, but we got the line at 5, so we did get a cover. And you can see the wins and you can see the few losses. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 losses in here dating all the way back to May 25th, 2021. There's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if something is 15 and 4 in the last 19, I'm riding with the 15 and 4. It's really that simple to me. I'll zoom out just because I want to see something else. And this is like, just kind of backing up, what I'm already liking. Um, I want to go forward just one more time real quick. So that's that we see 50, 82, 63 and 2, 60, 82, 63 and 3 overall in this database. But 19 divided by 14 divided by 19. What I say? Yeah, 14 out of the last, no, 15 out of the last 19 is 79%. So that percentage increases a tad bit more. If this is, let's say, a 2 seed that loses the first game. Let's just say the seed is greater than or equal to 2. So now we're going to look at specifically a 2 seed that loses in the first round. And hold on, and let's add series game 1, series game 2. So series game equals 2. This is a home favorite that lost the first game. This is a home favorite that lost the first game, and now they're a home favorite again. And it's not game, they didn't lose game 4, and this is game 5, or however they used to do it when they switched it up a little bit. This is a home favorite that lost the first game, and now they're in series game 2. 69-16 straight up. You guys can see that right there. They're 50-34, 60%. And you can see the covers right here. That is at least 10 in a row right there. And if you got the Celtics, if you got the Knicks when I gave them out, then we got another cover right there. If you add in that this is series game 2 and the seed is greater than or equal to 2, this says to back the Warriors tomorrow, which I probably will do. I don't know if I'm gonna get there honestly, but 31-23. Hold on, let me switch this up. Yeah, here we go. My fault. I did that wrong. So if the seed that lost is a number 2 seed or a number 1 seed, and they lost as a home favorite, and the next game when they're a home favorite again, it's a super desperation spot. These teams are 44-8 straight up, 33-18. So that ATS percentage just keep going up. It get higher and higher. 64.7% of the time. So you could take the Celtics if you want to. I mean, you could take the Sixers if you want to. I'm going with the data. I'm going with the data right here. You guys can see the long list of covers here as well. And do what you may. Everybody might be on. I don't think everybody on this on the Celtics either. But if you want the Sixers, my God, take the Sixers. Take the Sixers. You don't got to do it because everybody else doing it. I love fading people. I love fading trends, but I'm just giving it to you guys. The way I see it. I'm just trying to help people, trying to educate people while I do it as well. So I just wanted to share that real quick, just so people can see how I kind of break the games down. Also, if you go back and rewind this on YouTube, you can see the first quarter and the first half splits as well. So that's all I'll say. Frag, I want to kick it to you real quick. What's up, Frag?
What's going on, Chris? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How you doing today, my guy?
Can't call it, man. Just another day, blessed. So just 1-on-1 on the props. Rui ain't get there. Thought he'd see a little bit more minutes, but definitely going to need to look at Vando going forward. It's just they're going to need him a lot out there. So could be, unders on Rui going forward just with the limited playing time. And then the gem, though, Dennis Schroeder, man, I kind of wish I had went a little bit more heavy on it, maybe laddered him. He's going to have a big series this series. He's going to be, you were talking about D'Lo and stuff like that being X Factor. I think Dennis Schroeder is going to be the X Factor, to be honestly. You can hear me?
Yeah, you good. I was going to let you finish.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and then shout out the Lakers, and then shout out the Knicks for, coming through and getting those wins for yesterday. Those were definitely some good games to watch. So the first play, I just got one play right now, and then just a couple things I'm waiting on just to see. I'm going back to JB, man, 24 and a half. He burned me last time. I just think it was it was just a fluke as far as him taking 10 shots. I haven't seen. I mean, you could go in the game logs. I haven't seen JB take 10 shots since. I mean, I don't even know when. I was going through his game logs. It's been a while. So I just think he comes out aggressive. They were just too heavy on Tatum. They were just like, Tatum was just kind of ball hogging. He even kind of harped on it on the last play. Marcus Smart even tried to make a layup. He tried to pass to JT in the traffic. JT not even looking at the rim.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just going to be a collective unit. I'm just not too sure on Joel Embiid. I mean, as far as even him playing, how Doc Rivers be funny with the injury report. I wouldn't be surprised if Joel just randomly gets ruled out and, all these props go to shit. You know what I mean? I don't trust Doc. There's a couple coaches I don't trust with the injury report. It's Doc and Ty Lue. Those are my two number one suspects with the injury report. They just like to, manipulate it, you know what I mean? So I can't really lock anything in. But if Joel does, get ruled in, a couple leans I'm looking at. Obviously his rebounds. I mean, his rebounds against the Celtics could be, could be.
Frank, sorry to interrupt, but Joel just got ruled in. Just wanted to
there it is.
Thanks, Fred. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, appreciate that, Stim. So, I guess Joel's in then. So, rebounds, I'm going to go look. Like I said, I have nothing locked in, but Joel rebounds is something I'm looking at. And then the cash cow is lurking. Al Horford 3 threes. I'm skipping the 1.5. I'm going straight to the 3. honestly. I think Al is very sneaky with Joel, just kind of with, the hurt knee. He already doesn't want to go out there. So I think Al is definitely lurking for the threes. The Celtics take like the second most threes in the league, and they just, they chuck them up. So Al threes. And then even Joel blocks. That's kind of a sneaky look. Joel blocks. This guy's, he could be, a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year as much as, people might not respect his defense, but I like his defense. So I think his blocks is definitely a look. And then one last sneaky play I was just kind of looking at with Joel being ruled in and Celtics taking, second most threes in the league. There's a popular little parlay you could do. They got like a bunch of tabs on it. You could just kind of shift through it and look. One I caught my eye was JT 4 threes. Well, it's 8 threes combined from JT and JB at like plus 340. I just think it's kind of sneaky with Joel being ruled in. He's just kind of a deterrent to going in there and getting them layups. You know what I mean? Like you go in there, you might get your shit sent. So I think Celtics, if they're going to cover the spread and stuff like that, I think it's going to be relying on the 3 ball. They already shoot it a lot. And we know Celtics, they could just kind of fall in love with the 3. So that's always a plus when you're taking the props and stuff like that. So I think those are 2, couple good looks. Like I said, I only got the JB 24.5 locked in. But I'm going to definitely try to go see if I can put something together with Joel being ruled in.
Okay. I'll say this real quick about Philly. I know in the last game, as far as the 3-pointers go, in the last game, I know that. Matter of fact, let me click on it real quick. I just want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. So Boston made 10. They only made 10 threes in the last game. 10 for 26. They shot 38%. Philly is one of the better 3-point defenses in the league. I don't know if people look into those numbers like that. Philly does a really good job, defending the 3-point line. And I'm not, just pulling that, out of the thin air. They're actually they finished the regular season top 5. They finished 5th, allowing teams the 5th least makes from the 3-point line. They also finished top 13 in three-pointers attempts because they don't typically let you shoot a lot of them. And then as far as 3-point percentage, they were 5th in the league. The Celtics were actually 4th in the league at opponent 3-point percentage. Both teams held their opponents under 35%, which is something only 5 teams can say in the league. That being the Pelicans, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Celtics, and the Sixers. So, definitely, tread lightly on those 3-pointers. But I know Al Horford is definitely a lot of people I feel like are on Al Horford. I know you talked about it in the last game, Fred. I couldn't talk anybody off, but I would just be a little cautious about Horford. Not telling anybody not to take it, but threes I think are going to be a little bit harder to come by for both teams in this game.
Yeah, just one thing just to add on that. It just, for me, when I watch JB and JT, I know the Sixers, you said they defended 3 well, but it's just the way that JT and JB get their shots up from the 3. It's just kind of an isocentric thing. It's just kind of, and some of them are just, not good shots as well.
That's a fact. Yeah, no, you're right.
If it's not a good shot, but it's still a shot for 3. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's just like, a lot of it just kind of ISO heavy and just kind of dribbling, and then they just shoot a 3. So it's not like I feel like the Sixers are more, probably better as far as like not giving up corner threes and then like catch and shoot threes are just like wide open threes. I think JT and JB just take a lot of contested threes. You know what I mean? Stuff that's kind of like unill-advised and just kind of tough shots. So
Especially Tatum, Frank, for sure.
Tatum, it's like he got the whole bench hands in front of him.
He don't care, bro. I'm trying to tell you, that last game he was going for 50 or somebody told him.
Taking them from far too, taking them from like mid 3 range, like kind of a little back, like. So.
Yeah, he don't care, bro. He do not care.
Just a sprinkle on the 4 for like 8 combined from them. Just a sprinkle. The only thing I got locked in, like I said, was the JT 24.5. Or not
JB 24.5. Yeah, I couldn't talk you off Jaylen Brown. I like Jaylen Brown in the bounce back spot tonight. Even though he did, like you said, he didn't shoot bad last game. He just stopped shooting. It was crazy. It was crazy. I'm gonna try to look into that. I was trying to do it real quick while you was talking, but I'm gonna try to look into it, see if I can find some stat like a source that'll tell me how well he shoots after he only took 10 field goal attempts or less in the last game. So I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know something, bro. Hope you cash that. Appreciate you, Frank.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Hope everybody has a good day.
Yes, sir. You too. You too. Let's go. Game. I think you were next. Then we go in Stefan, Stem, and then Hustle. What's up? What's up, Game? How you doing today, my brother?
Hey, Chris. Hey, guys. Fine. Yesterday, quick recap. Knickerbockers treat me bad. Like I told you, when the stars rule it out, the second players go off, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. And the other thing is the typically guy to miss the free throw in the end of the game is a classic too. So those two hurt me. I went 0-2-1. And today, I'm on the Celtics trifecta as well. Like you say, after a loss at home, the Celtics are really, really good. It's a smash spot for me. And also, I am as well in the Tatum rebound and assist over 14.5. The guys, like you said, is covering this line in the 5 in the last 7, and I don't know. I'm taking. I'm close to take a Therese Maxi unders. Like is the guy when the Embiid is there, he never crossed the line of the 20 points. I think. So I'm on that. Maybe I'm looking to the team total in the first quarter over in the Celtics. Normally they took off in the first quarter when they lost. And that's my looks for today.
Okay. Hey, we got some alignment for sure, Game. I hope you cashing, bro. Best of luck to you tonight.
Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely, dude. Who I said I can never remember, bro. I think I said Stefan, then Stem. I think that's what I said. Stefan, you up, bro, and then Stem, I'm coming to you. What up, Steph?
It's good, bro. How are you doing?
I'm good, my guy. What's going on, man? How you doing?
So I'm expecting that if the Lakers go up 2-0 on Thursday, we're gonna have like that midnight celebration, you know.
Yeah, hey.
I know life gets in the way, but we're gonna have to celebrate some of these Lakers, man.
Hey, yo. So yeah, I thought about it last night, man. I couldn't do it. So my son's room is like right above my head, and he never in there until it's nighttime. So I was like, I ain't gonna do him like that. He would have woke up and been tripping. So I said, I'm gonna chill. But yeah, so I'll say this stuff. I don't think the Lakers go up 2-0, man. They don't got that dog in them. They do not have that dog in them. They're in a similar situation to the Boston Celtics today. I think Boston wins today. I think Celtics. I think Golden State wins tomorrow. I just don't see it from AD. I think Steve Kerr gonna make his adjustments. I think I saw some stat that says Steve Kerr he's never lost to a Western Conference opponent. Like if he make it to the playoffs, he automatically in the finals every year. So I think they're gonna make some adjustments. I think they're gonna go zone, preferably myself, just because they really have nobody. Unless they call Detroit and Detroit can somehow bring them Wiseman back. They have nobody that can even potentially stay close to AD, even with Wiseman. But Kuminga, I know they'll probably try him a little bit more just because he's quicker on his feet. But Looney can't do it. Draymond too small. You hear Charles Barkley talk about it. At halftime. At the end of the game, and it's 100% correct. The problem is, does AD have that dog in him 2 games in a row? And if I'm a guess, Stephen, I'm gonna say no. You remember last round, I bet the Lakers in game 2 because I'm like, yo, we better than them. Like we might as well go ahead and steal game 2 so we can make the series shorter. Because my thing about making the series shorter was, with whoever we play in the next round, we need to have the rest advantage going into it. We won yesterday, and I think it was because we had the rest advantage. But the Lakers, they're similar to the Celtics, Stephen. They don't have that dog in them. No dog in them. I don't think we win.
I thought it was an excellent job by Darvin Ham. I don't know if you heard the press conference. We talked about he made a tactical decision to run AD and Bron 40+ minutes because obviously the Warriors just came off like that emotional series.
Oh, absolutely.
Short turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was a great job by
that
right away, like steal one right now.
Absolutely. That was my angle. Stuff. That's why I took the Lakers game 1. I said, yo, the Lakers need the schedule in the series is every other day. They play tomorrow, then they play again on Saturday. And I say, yo, that favors Golden State more than it favors us because we're the older team. we're the team that's more hurt. We kind of got to steal game one. And then I looked at some numbers. I didn't share all of them, but I looked at the numbers yesterday. Teams that's coming off of game 7, playing a team that's favored by 5 points or more, playing against a team that has 3 days rest when they only have 1 day rest. It's not good, Stephen. So that was my angle, bro. That was one of the reasons why I talked about Lakers +5. I was just, a little too scared to play the money line. I should have. But
very sharp call by you. Last night we were in the green at MSG last night, but a little frustrating on a couple things. Mitchell Robinson just cannot hit free throws. The man should have moonwalked to them damn 7 points. Lowry came through at the end with the assist. Randall, I told you, man, finally had his positive next moment. So he hit them threes. And my guy Strus, man, he hit the quick 3 and he went to the locker room, and I know he came back. But it was that kind of night where I'm like, bro, like he would have cleared this ladder with ease. Whatever. But tonight, I have one look for tonight, and Frad kind of hit on it. It's them Horford threes. I don't feel like chasing the 3, but I do like Boston to win, and I like the 2. So I took the 2 threes and the win at +103.
Ooh,
okay. Just quick stats. Last 9 games versus Embiid, he's attempting 5+ threes. Obviously, Embiid is not 100%. Last 2 times against Embiid, 8 attempts, 10 attempts. And at home, I've noticed during the season and in these big games, he's really like a really good home shooter for about 2 or more. He's 2 or more in 7 of his last 8 at home. So I just kind of think that like it's a game where we just need him to make them. It's always like with me, I like these bets where like it's about math. Like if this dude's gonna take 6 threes, can he shoot 33%? Because I do like Boston to win tonight. So that's my only look for tonight.
I like it. I also like that you went super light too. So that's only one look. The only reason I got, when I do the propcast, I gotta have most of the time 4 props. So I kind of, take a deep dive into these props. But they're smaller plays. I said that already. If you're in the YouTube, membership, I talked about putting just a quarter unit on them. Honestly, it's just something to have, to kind of watch the game, especially with it only being 1 game. So I love that, Stephen only got the 1 look, and I couldn't talk anybody off Al Horford threes, man. Dude should crush it tonight. I know every time I bet on Al Horford, he's trash. I know every time I bet on, Marcus Smart to do anything that involves Al Horford doing something as well, like getting assists, he goes like, 1 for 13 from the field. So I hope he cashes for y'all because the dude does me dirty every single time.
Yeah, and you can rest assured because I'm not on the PJ Tucker bandwagon. There's going to be some ridiculous like PJ Tucker 2 threes, Al Horford 3 threes. Something ridiculous. Every time I chase it never works, and every time I don't, I sit on the sideline like have some +5,500 lotto, and I'm like petty as hell at 11 at night.
That's a fact.
That shit is crazy stuff. When you place that ticket, you feel like an idiot. Then you look at it, you don't place it's cash in the first quarter.
Yeah. And you know what PJ right away if he gonna do it too. Like they'll still get the tip. They'll throw it to the sideline.
Cash.
3 and like, yup, he gonna hit 2.
Yep, he gonna hit 2, and it might be the first 2 of the game, and then he probably won't score no more. That's just how PJ works. That's how he works, Evan. Hey, best of luck, man. I want to transition to STEM because I know STEM probably, perfect segue. Hopefully STEM on my guy too, man. STEM, what's going on? How you doing, bro?
Hey, what's good, Chris? How are you?
I'm good, man. What's going on? How you doing today?
I'm good. Coming off a good night last night. Hope some of you were able to hit on that lotto I shared. Caleb Martin 15, Jordan Poole 15 at +1200. Caleb Martin smashed everything I gave out as well. I mean, he had himself a night, points, PR, all the above. So definitely a great night. But we're moving on to tonight. Obviously, we got my Sixers. I will say, from a Sixers perspective, as a fan, I do think the Celtics win. But I will say, that was one of the first times I have ever seen Doc Rivers absolutely outcoach someone. So, I mean, we won that game. It was Doc Rivers beat Joe Mazzulla. And I don't know if that's something that they're able to deal with. I don't think Mazzulla has the juice. He just does not make the right adjustments. The Hawks are giving them trouble. I do think you guys, or not you guys, but I do think the Celtics win. But it's gonna be a tough series for them.
No, I agree. I would agree with that, Stem. I don't think this is gonna be a cakewalk. Absolutely, but continue.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that zone just gave them a lot of trouble. So I am expecting to kind of stick with that. Maybe start man at first and then switch into that again. So I do like the threes aspect of Al Horford and such, but definitely would lean Jaylen Brown. A lot of spots were spoken about already, but Jaylen Brown having 10 attempts is just something that I've basically never seen. That number's definitely going to increase. I'd expect him to clear his 24.5 tonight. And then I'm not taking really anything straight besides that. It's a tough game, especially on the Sixers side. I'm not sure how Joel is going to look tonight. I am going to sprinkle his 35.5 potentially. I haven't done it yet, or not 35.5, but 35 plus, just for the value. I mean, as Dream said, this line's usually 32.5 all year, and we're getting plus 700 for 35 plus. I don't think they're going to put him out there if he's not able to hoop. So definitely going to take my chances on that. Haven't placed it yet, but I am going to. No lottos tonight. Had a long day at work. Wasn't able to craft anything up, and it's a difficult game. But just wanted to come in and speak my mind. Let's have a night.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Stem. I appreciate you. You coming through for the couple minutes. You never on long. You give your quick analysis, and we cast plus 1200s with you, and then you dip out. I appreciate that, Stem, for sure. Dream, I think Dream probably got something to share. And then I'm coming to and then I'm.
Stem, like you're like always on it. Do you like Melton again to go over that 1.5?
I'm expecting a little bit regression from him tonight. I do think he's going to be taking them still, but I'm not taking him personally. I do expect some regression from him tonight. He's not going to be hitting them all. I'm still expecting 5 or 6 attempts maybe, so he could get it for sure, but I'm staying away.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that for sure. Dream, coming to you, and then Fresco coming to you, and then Hustle coming to you. What up, Dream? Say it again.
I said Chris tapped out.
You can't hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
I hear you, bro.
Hustle, you can't hear me?
Oh, but what about is Chris there?
Yeah, let me send you back down real quick. I'll get you back up, Hustle. Go.
No, I just wanted to read something about what my guy Stim just said, man. I just seen this on my timeline. So in B, he's averaged 35 minutes this season in games after coming back from an injury, and only once did he play less than 32 minutes, and that was a 30-point blowout win against the Pistons. So, and I got that from some dude called Prop the Mike, just came across my timeline. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bouncing off that as well with Joel, I dug into a little bit earlier. I forget the exact number, and I think it was on April 4th maybe is the last time that they played, and Joel dropped it. I think it was 52 maybe in that game. So obviously he can get his own against them. He is Joel Embiid. He's the MVP. He's a dog. He's not playing unless he's ready to go. So don't be afraid to take his alt lines tonight. I wouldn't lay the base heavy, but definitely worth sprinkling those alt lines.
Yeah, great point. I would not have thought of that. I love the way you and Dream Stem thought about Embiid. Not saying that it's necessarily going to happen, but if if the Celtics play defense like they have been playing defense, they'll play him 1-on-1 and let him cook and let try to limit everybody else. So it makes perfect sense, man. Definitely appreciate y'all sharing that. Fresco, I want to come to you. Hustle, you up next, and then Sean, I'm kicking it to you as well. What up, Fresco? How you doing today, my brother?
Whoa, what's good? You can hear me?
Yeah, you good? What's going on?
Shit, nothing much, man. Nothing much, bro. But I'm looking at it like this. Don't be afraid to sprinkle on that money line for Philly. And don't be afraid to take James Harden for 25 points or more, because he's going to do something like that again. I'm just saying, Boston don't look like the Boston of the past. They barely got past Atlanta. And then they lost to Philly without Embiid. And now Embiid's coming back, and he just won the MVP. I mean, shit, man. I don't know, bro. I like Boston. I like Philly. I like Philly, bro. I like that plus. When it's a plus 380 like that, plus 160. Lakers was plus 160. I think they tapped out at plus 145. But they were still a plus 160 at one point. Plus 160, plus 380, plus 280. Anything like that, you got to go ahead and just go for the gusto, man. I mean, why not? Why not Philly tonight? I like Philly, and I like James Harden 25 or more. And I say go. Everybody sleeping on Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown got to step up tonight. Tatum had, 30-something points last game?
39.
So, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying he had 39, Fresco. You said Tatum had 30-something. I said 39.
39?
Uh-huh.
Why? I'm looking at it like, why not? Why not, bro? I don't see Boston winning this series because they play half-ass ball. They'll go up, and then they'll let a team right back in it. It's something missing from them. It's something missing. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the coaching. Maybe the last coach he may had, it's still some fire in him. He looked way more alpha than the Missouri or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, Philly, man, look, Philly in 5, bro. Philly in 5 or 6.
Philly in 5 or 6. Okay. All right. So, hey, so Fresco, what would you do with Jaylen Brown points? Would you take him at 25 tonight?
I would definitely take him at 25 tonight because he gotta play tonight.
Okay, so
he didn't do shit last game. Like, he did
something. So if Philly win, then you like Harden 25, but you think Jaylen Brown can get 25 as well. Put that together. That's a plus 1,400 parlay on FanDuel if you want to put a little sprinkle and you think that Philly could go up 2-0. I'm not buying it, Fresco, but we don't know what's gonna happen. That's why we do the show,
Hey, look, the first game, nobody had it. Nobody had it. I played around there. I put like a little $5. I think it was like a little $5 free bet I had on FanDuel just to see what the hell they was gonna do, and they did it.
Yeah. So you think they can replicate that?
I most definitely think they can replicate that just based off the way they was playing. They did it without Embiid. And to be honest with you, I don't see Embiid getting that many minutes today because they want to preserve him for the home game. And to be fair, the lock of all locks today is Philly plus the goddamn points.
Plus the 9.
I see Frag laughing.
He laughing because one thing we talk about, Fresco, ain't no such thing as a lock, bro. Ain't no such thing as a lock. We never use that. I never use that word.
Oh shit, I ain't
Yeah,
know y'all.
go.
I ain't laughing.
Yeah, we're
gonna have somebody take their 401k out.
Right. Yeah, we'll use the lock word, Fresco. That's all. I would have thought Golden State going up 3, winning 3 games in a row, coming back home to close that series out against Sacramento the other day would have been, the lock. You know what I mean? Like that's why you don't use.
The thing about it is, they should have lost if Harrison Barnes hit the damn 3. It would have been 3-1 series.
That could potentially happen, but then you still got to see what Golden State gonna do after that. You could never count Golden State out until it's all zeros on the clock, in my estimation. They done been through everything. So if they go down 3-1, it wouldn't surprise me, especially to a young team like the Kings. I'm with you. I thought that they potentially could have won the series as well, but you impose your will on a young team like that because you play them over and over and over again. Only but so many adjustments you can make, like De'Aaron Fox said in his exit interview.
Most definitely.
But yeah, hey, Fresco, if you take that, man, best of luck to you tonight. We just on the opposite. We're on the opposite side. That's all. We can talk about it again tomorrow.
I love it, bro. This is what it's all about.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
In the playoffs, man, you got to be willing to take those plus 280s, plus 3-something, plus 160s because you over here titty paddling with them spreads. I mean, I can see if you putting a band on it or whatever.
Hey, you have no idea. It ain't $5, Fresco. It ain't $5, my guy. Hey, but best of luck to you, my guy. I hope you cash, man. Absolutely. Let me kick it to Hustle real quick. Hustle, what's going on, man? How you doing? Sean, you up next.
Hey, yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. Can you hear me, Hustle?
Yeah, now I can hear you. At first, whenever you were talking, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, that's why I disconnected you and sent you the invite back.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, man, I've been trying to get up here like all week, man, to speak on what's been working for me. But man, the underdog team totals right now are just they're killing right now. The only series that it hasn't hit on is the Phoenix Suns, but every other game is cashing. For the last 2 weeks, if you go back and look, the team totals have been low. They've been between 100 and 110, especially for the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have went over every single game. Even yesterday, without Jimmy Butler, the team total was 99.5. They scored 105. So the Kings, the Hawks, the Heat, like it's been cashing for me. So yeah, I'm running with that again. Philly last game, the team total was like 103 and it cashed. So I'm running it back today, with their money. So I'm doubling down. I got it this morning at 103.5. Now it just went up. It went up to 105, 104.5 or 105 even. But I'm still gonna double down at the 105. Philly is averaging 115
on the season, points per game. So, it's definitely doable. And
why you think the number so low, Hustle? If they average that many for the season, but they number so low today?
The books are just not on it, and I don't think a lot of people are playing it. I don't think anybody's paying attention to it. Why is the Heat's number so low if they went over every single game?
I think the books are sleeping on the Heat. A lot of people still sleeping on the Heat, but I think the Knicks were expected to play. Styles make fights, right? We always talk about that. One thing the Cavs couldn't do in the first round, they couldn't make any threes. They could not make a 3-pointer to save their life. What do the Miami Heat want to do? All they want to do is shoot threes. The Knicks rank bottom 5 in 3-point attempts allowed and 3-point percentage, and they got killed all year. Stefan's still in here. He was talking about taking people threes all season. So I think, like I said, styles make fights, and I think they just don't match up well for while the Knicks, it's so crazy because the Knicks don't want to shoot threes. They want to get into the paint with Jalen Brunson, with Julius Randle, and kick out every now and then for threes, but they're not the better 3-point shooting team. Meanwhile, the Miami Heat, that's all they want to do. Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Tyler Hero when he was there, Duncan Robinson now, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry. It's just, everybody wants to shoot the three off the penetration for the Miami Heat. So I think that more so specifically. I'm not talking you off of the play. What I'll tell you is that when these teams played throughout the regular season 4 times, 3 of them went under. The Celtics only averaged 103. The Philadelphia 76ers only averaged 103 points if you take out the first game when they scored 117. Which was opening night. I think you got to kind of take that game out because it was the first game of the season. So I couldn't talk you off, Russell. I think it, could potentially go over, but I think I like the full game under a little bit more because the Celtics eventually got to pick up their defense, don't you think, or no?
I know they're not playing any defense.
Right. You think that continues?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If the Hawks are scoring 125 on Boston, is the 76ers not a higher scoring team?
Absolutely not. Celtics didn't score. I mean, not the Celtics. The Sixers didn't score more than the Hawks. Absolutely not. The Hawks were like top 4 in pace, top 4 in points. They play with a lot more pace. The Sixers play a lot more defense. So the only reason the Hawks got that far was because they was outscoring teams, and then when they ran into a team that could play a little bit of defense, they lost. So they got better offense with Trae Young and DeJounte and all those 3-point shooters.
And I figured the same thing from the Heat series. Everybody thought that Milwaukee was going to clamp them down. Every game, it started like 101 to 103. The highest they got was 108, 107 and a half, and they cashed every game. And I think the playoffs are different. We got to understand the rotations are different, the minutes are different than the regular season. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is it's make it or not. 26 points a quarter. If you're going to give me that on a team that averages 115 a game, I'm going to take it all day.
Okay. So Celtics, not Celtics. Sixers team total over.
Sixers team total. It's usually for the trend that it's been on is the underdog. Whatever team that is not favored, their team total has been going over, with the exception of a couple. I stayed away from the Knicks and Cavs. I stayed away from most of the Lakers and Memphis, and then Suns and Denver. The Suns have not gone over. They've been the underdog, but Denver has gone over their team total in those games. So yeah, that's normally the sauce. And on my you go to my page, you'll see all the bets. Like I said, I'm like 2 weeks straight team total. Only lost one, which was the Suns, in the last 2 weeks.
Got you. Okay. Hey, well, I hope you cash it, man. I'm not against it. I just need the Celtics to score 9 more points than they do. So I hope you cash it, Hustle. Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll see if it's an offensive game or more of a defensive game. Last game, absolutely. I mean, that was an easy cash for sure. Celtics came out there, played no defense.
And then you got to figure this. These teams, you got the Heat and you have the 76ers playing without the star player, and they still went over the team total. Like, this is playoff basketball. It's different. These guys are, playing the hard out. Harden just went crazy. Hopefully he goes crazy again, or maybe he don't have to because Joel is back. You know what I'm saying? And the way the other players are stepping up, like Embiid didn't have a 30-point game last year, and they swept them. The other players are stepping up. Other players are hitting shots. You got Maxey. You got Tobias Harris. That's another player I'm running. Tobias Harris, 20 points for the plus money, for the plus 320. Like I'm loving Philly right now. I'm loving Philly and Miami right now. And my Lakers, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Cool. I'll tell you. So this is the other thing I'll say, Hustle. And like I said, I wish you good luck, my brother. After a loss, Celtics 9-2 straight up and against the spread. The 2 losses came to the Warriors in the postseason, specifically since the start of last season. They've held their team, the opposing team total. The opposing team they've held under their team total in 7 of those. In 8 of those 11 games, the opponent has stayed under their team total. Teams are averaging 101 points. I will say, to your credit, the last 2 have been this season against the Hawks. When they came off those losses, both of the Hawks went over their team total in both of those games in the following game. So you guys, you got some stuff on your side. I got some stuff on my side. I'm not against you though. I just need them to win and cover the game.
Yeah, that's all we did. Like I said, it don't matter who win, who lose, as long as they get these totals. You know what I'm saying? It can still happen. Boston can still win and score. I figure it'll go over. I figure the whole game will go over, and both teams will hit the team totals. I do see Boston winning this game, but you know, hey, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to see how it goes. And like I said, whether it hit or not, I'm on a 2-week run, and it's the casino's money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going crazy. I'm not over betting or nothing like that. So like. You know, all I need is this cash. You know?
Love it, Hustle. Love that you put it in perspective like that, my brother. Best of luck to you tonight, man. I hope you cash it.
All right.
Sean, you are up next, man. What's going on, Sean?
Hey, not much. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. What's going on?
Hey, appreciate being able to speak. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I try to get up as many people as possible, but I you know, if I stayed on here, Sean, we could run this, you know, probably in the morning when it's time for people to wake up for work.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I got some. I mean, I like a lot of what everybody was saying. I took Embiid's 35 points for the high plus value. I mean, he's projected 37 minutes. I don't think they're going to play him without knowing that he's ready to play. So I like a lot of value in this game. I took Embiid's assist 2 to 6 plus money on that. I just noticed that you can get Embiid's double for plus 100. I don't know how anybody feels about that, but look like pretty easy money to me. But then the rebound and assist combo is what I wanted to point out. I don't know if anybody else seen it or not, but Handle had Joel's RA at 12.5, which just didn't make any sense to me. But and also, I'm staying away from the side. I don't like the sides in that. I don't care what the plus value is on any of the teams. When it comes to coaching between the 2 of these guys, I don't like either one of these coaches. So,
that's a fact, Sean. I'm with you there.
Terrible. I mean, Derek White had a terrible performance last game. I look for him to bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
If the Celtics have a chance, it's going to be because they, in my opinion, I think because they give Robert Williams and Grant Williams more time and just allow them to play basketball. Because if Embiid's out there and he's on his game, I don't know who's going to stop him. I mean, there's not somebody on the team that can stop him. So, but those are my takes. I was going to ask you guys, how do you feel about Jaylen Brown's 3-pointers? I know somebody mentioned that the Sixers play defense; they defend the perimeter well, but his threes, I think they were 2.5 for plus money, and with him only shooting 3 shots in the whole second half in that first game, I just don't see that happening again.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, Sean. Shout out to my guy Munaf. He's on Jaylen Brown threes over 2.5. He got him at plus money when I did the Propcast show with him earlier today. So no way I could talk you off Jaylen Brown. I think he has a pretty big game. He typically is the guy that, comes out and kind of asserts himself after they lose as well. So I couldn't talk anybody off his points. I think Frag mentioned it. And his threes, he gonna definitely get there. The volume is consistent for sure. So no way I could talk you off, my guy. I hope you cash it if you play it.
Hey, one last thing. I'm sorry.
No,
how do you feel about this guy's been a cash cow for me, like first series, really all season. But how you feel about Malcolm Brogdon? I mean, this guy, I took him for 20 points. I took him the last game he hit it. I just don't. I don't foresee. In my opinion, I think he might be outside of Tyus Jones, the second or third best point guard in the league, or backup point guard. So
yeah, honestly, I think he's better than Tyus, but that's a conversation for another day. Okay. I think I couldn't talk you off. It just, to me, it's just a little bit. He can defend a lot better than Tyus in my estimation, while doing everything that Tyus can do also. Tyus was also a no-show, and I think Tyus would have made that Grizzly team a little bit better. I'm sorry, Brogdon would have made that Grizzly team a little bit better in my opinion. But I think it's just tricky for me, Sean. I think about the Celtics and the all the guards that they have between him, Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, and Derek White. I just feel like it's going to be one of those guys' days, but it may not be the other guy's day. And sometimes it may be one of those guys' series, and may not be the other guy's series. So I think I favor probably Brogdon a little bit more, just because the Celtics are the Sixers are such a good 3-point defensive team, and I feel like Derek White shoots a few more threes while Brogdon may be trying to get downhill to attack the paint a little bit more. So that would be my my quick analysis. Dream, I saw your hand went up. You wanted to comment on that?
I mean, just real quick, if you was gonna do 20, I would just sprinkle both, like split whatever you was gonna do on Brogdon.
I like it.
Split it on White and Brogdon, because you never know who's gonna do what with them two.
That's a fact. That way, at least you could potentially win one, Sean.
Well, the reason I asked that is because I was going to take him at 25, as crazy as it sounds, but they had it at plus 1,200, and now they've completely removed that from the books, which typically, I know it doesn't happen all the time, but makes me think that they honestly feel like it's a chance it's going to happen. So
that's a fact. Yeah, no, that's a fact, Sean. I think Dream makes a lot of sense, like a lot of sense. I would just split it. That way you could at least potentially win one, but I'm not on a lot of these overs today, man. I know people like overs, but I don't like a lot of these points to go overs, man. Not at all. Appreciate you though, Sean. Definitely want to have you back, man. Whenever you have a chance, for sure. Absolutely, come back through, man. Uncut. Let me kick it to you, and then we're gonna wrap up with Vaughn. What up, Uncut? How you doing today, my brother?
What's up, man? I'm doing pretty good. We've been having a nice little streak. Just moved out to Vegas, man. Got limited on DraftKings and FanDuel, so I make that move.
I like it, bro. What we looking at today?
Man, I don't really got an official pick today. It's just more of a question for you. Like,
what's up?
I'm just looking at some of these series, and like, I'm looking at the Celtics. There's a lot of recency bias. Like, people are heavy on the Celtics because what they did last year. When I'm just looking at the coaching, I'm just looking at the stats. Like, we look at the stats, the Celtics scored 66 points in the paint, but then shot a season-low 26 three-pointers. They had 40 points in the paint in the first half, but only 2 made threes in the first. My question to you is, like, what, like, outside of having Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, like, what is making everybody think that they can just blow this team out every night? Like, last game, they out-rebounded Philly 38 to 28. They shot 44 from 75, so shot 58%. To Philly's 50%. Philly had 20 fouls versus Celtics 10 fouls. There's just a lot of things that I'm looking at that, like, I feel like once Embiid comes back and he clogs up that paint, like, me personally, Al Horford went 1 for 4 from 3. So if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm making that adjustment. Like, I'm letting Al Horford shoot that 3, and I'm clogging the paint with Embiid. And that's kind of why I would say, I heard a lot of people on Embiid's points tonight. I think they're going to bring him back just to clog up that paint. Not have him going crazy on offense, but be like, hey, just clog the paint as much as you can, try and contest shots, you know what I'm saying? Do that thing, do the rest of that, and, we're going to let Tyrese Maxey and James Harden and the other, role players kind of put the points up. So I guess kind of what I'm asking after saying all that is I wanted to know if you had, like, a statistic of, like, how many points the 76ers generally allow in the paint with versus without Embiid. Because I feel like that's going to be the key here. Is like when I was watching the game, like the 76ers are underrated when it comes to closing out, bro. Like, there were a few shots where they had just wide open threes and they were missing them, but just the rotation and the switches, and it just feels like there's a different energy with Philly. Like, I don't know if you've seen the post game stuff, but like James Harden, he went crazy, and then afterward he went through a full workout where he's lifting weights and on the court still, and then Bob Joel and beat a Rolex, just all that little stuff, man. I just feel like there's a different energy with this team. And you got Doc Rivers playing against his former team. And I feel like the only way that the Celtics can really win is if they just keep killing them in the paint. But, they live by the 3 and die by the 3. So I just had a question on that, if you knew a stat that we could pull or anything like that, just because I feel like that's the key to the Celtics winning, and especially like covering this large spread.
Yeah, I mean, I think you bring up a lot of valid points. Uncut, and the reason why I like speaking with you is because it's never I mean, you give your opinion, but you also got this the stats and the facts, right? A lot of people come up here and they just want to talk about what their opinion is, and honestly, I don't base my, all my analysis around just my opinion, right? A lot of things is like, fluctuation. I think a lot of the times people can overreact, to one game. You see it so often, man. What I'll say is, you know, if you like Philly plus the points, take Philly plus the points. What this is what I'll say this, and I think it's a good bow on, just the whole conversation. The thing I think a lot of people don't understand about sports betting is the complacency versus the motivated spot, right? So we've seen teams go down 0-1, right? Home favorites go down 0-1 in series so far this season. The Lakers went into Memphis. They beat Memphis in round one in game one. The Knicks went into Cleveland. They beat the Cavs round one, game one. The Lakers went to Golden State yesterday. They beat them round one, game one. The Miami Heat went into Milwaukee. They beat the Bucks round one, game one. The Miami Heat went into New York Knicks. They beat them round one, game one. You know how many of those teams won the second game?
How many?
None. None. And that's my point. Like, people don't understand that, right? And I'm not gonna keep beating the dead horse. I give you out, not you, Uncut, but I'm sharing the numbers. It's just a motivation spot versus a non-motivation spot. And I got burnt. I took the Lakers in game two against the Grizzlies, and they got smashed. They lost the game by 10. Grizzlies were up by as many as 25, 30 points, right? So it's just I think people don't understand that. The sooner you understand the script, the sooner you're gonna understand how to make money at sports betting. It's not just what you see, it's not just that. So while you make a lot of great points, Uncut, I don't think, I'm not gonna be rushing to back. I didn't bet the Sixers in the last game. I'm sorry, I didn't bet the Celtics in the last game because I mentioned last week this team does not play well off a win. They play better off a loss. They typically need to get punched to respond. And you've seen that with all these home favorites that lose game one. It's a super motivational spot. Because if you go down 0-2, then you got to go on the road in a hostile environment. Best of luck to you. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? It's going to become a lot harder. The Milwaukee Bucks were dominated in the last series, even with Coach Budenholzer, who took a lot of steam. Even with that, they were able to win game two. And if we remember correctly, Joel Embiid did not. I'm sorry, Giannis did not play in game two, and it still was a blowout win. So that's my point, right? Like, that's the only win that they got, but you have to come out motivated in game two. So everything gets thrown, at the team, and people still gonna jump on Philly. Best of luck to them. But I just feel like Philly could win this series. Yes, I agree, Uncut. Not tonight though. Boston got to come out here and they got to take care of business to at least go to Philly 1-1 because Philly already done stole home court advantage. So if you go to Philly down 0-2, best of luck to you.
That's what I'm saying. I guess a more clear question, I guess, that I should ask is, what do you truly see their key to victory is? Like, if you're telling me that a team has a better shooting field goal percentage at a more efficient shot from the 3-point line, and they out rebounded this team, and they won the foul margin, like, I don't know. I just feel like that spread is really inflated. That's what I'm trying to say. But I know there's like 80% of the money's on Philly plus the points, and so I think I'm gonna just stick this one out. I'm just curious, like, what do you see as their method to victory throughout the series, not just this specific game? Like, because I don't see it right now. Personally, I think once you throw a beat in that paint, you live and die by the three. We've seen how that works out. They're not the Warriors.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Okay? I think you got to catch. I think, like I said, I think the biggest thing is the motivation, right? Boston lost. They lost a game this year. I can't remember who they lost to, but they lost a game, got smashed. I think it might have been to the Wizards. Yeah, it was to the Wizards in DC. I don't know if y'all remember that game or not. This was like probably like a month and a half ago now. Lost to the Wizards of all teams, without Bradley Beal, without Porzingis, without Kyle Kuzma. Got smashed. Their next game was against the Milwaukee Bucks. Beat the brakes off the Milwaukee Bucks. Absolutely thrashed the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know if y'all remember that game. It was over before it started. And that's what I mean when I say motivation spots, right? Philly is a really good team. I think that they're being undervalued just a tad bit. But at the end of the day, Boston is by far the more motivated team in this spot. And I think that's the part people gotta make sure that they understand. It's all about motivation, and Philly done stole one already. So I think I think Boston get them back tonight, man. For the full series, I don't know, Uncut. You got a lot. You make a lot of valid points, but as far as like keys to the game and what I see, going differently, I think on ball defense going to be better. It has to be better. You got to play with a little more effort and a little more attention to detail. James Harden can't continue to, make these wide open threes, and we'll see some regression. James Harden didn't have the greatest series last series, and I know Embiid played in that last series, but in the closeout game, James Harden still didn't have a great game, and that was against against the Brooklyn Nets team that was a lot worse defensively. So I just think that Boston plays a little bit harder on the defensive end. I think Mazzulla and the coaching staff they'll scheme it up. I'm not the greatest, the biggest believer in Coach Mazzulla, but that's just I think that they get the job done today. And then when we go to Philly, we just got to see how things go. I probably won't have a bet for that game. I just probably may take something live, but we'll see. Appreciate the question, Uncle.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man, as always, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button too. Drop them a follow, man. There's like 300 people in here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all support. It's free game, free money.
Appreciate that.
Money, so appreciate y'all support this, man.
Appreciate that, Uncut, for sure, man. And appreciate good luck out there in Vegas too, man. I'm coming out there. Maybe we can link up. I'm coming out there a couple months, so we'll chop it up in the DM. Vaughn, take us out, man. What's going on, my guy? How you doing? I know you've been waiting for a minute.
Yo, what's good, bro? You hear me good?
Yeah, you good. What's going on?
Man, hey, look, so I'm going to tell you this up front. Next year, I might not be here that much. I applied for the Milwaukee Bucks head coaching job. So, if everything go well, y'all might see me on the sideline next year.
Hey, bro. Hey, just tell Brooke don't drop.
Yeah. You dealing with Dylan Brooks. I might be coaching Dylan Brooks next year.
Hey, bro. Vaughn, just tell Brooke Lopez when they playing against teams that can shoot the three, he can't keep dropping, man.
Yeah. Hey, look. So I run my pick and roll coverage a little different than what Boone and Holmes do, and I know how to do something he didn't do. I know how to make adjustments.
You gotta trap or something, man.
Hey, look, same shit Joe Mazzulla doing. He ain't out there making no adjustments. He just out there letting them niggas play.
It's a fact.
I ain't calling no timeouts, nothing. Man, hey, look, I ain't gonna be too long, man. I had an ultimate fuck up yesterday. I looked at Dennis Schroeder. I capped Dennis Schroeder. I went to play Dennis Schroeder last night, and my phone rung. And by the time I got off the phone, the game had started. And I was gonna lie to him all the way up to 20. So I had like an epic bet and fail last night. So looking to kind of, I ain't gonna say bounce back, but looking to kind of get what I missed last night. I'm on Boston first half. I'm waiting to see if it's gonna drop a little bit. So if you go on MGM, if you take Boston first half -3.5, it's 140. If you take 4.5, it's -120. So of course Embiid got ruled in. I'm hoping that line goes down just a little bit, and I can get it at 3.5, so like 110, something like that. That's what I'm hoping for. And you just talked about it with Uncut. But I'm always looking to play the zigzag theory. That team that lose at home game 1, in the playoffs, there's like a 90% chance I'm taking that team at home in game 2 as the home favorite. You talked about a lot of the trends earlier on your SDQL shit. And then, like you said, something that we always talk about as cappers is how can you cap motivation? The motivation for Boston is, shit, we at home and we can't go down to Philly, and Philly 0-2. So I think you get a motivated Boston Celtics team tonight. I think they win that first half. I think they win the full game. Now, I don't know if they cover that 8.5, 9, but I definitely think they win the game. So yeah, just looking at, hoping that Boston kind of bounce back tonight, man. That's been one of my primetime spots so far this playoffs. I've won a lot of money off that shit. So looking to keep it going. And like you said, a little bit of regression. Like you said, I'm going to take the under on James Harden PRA. I just don't expect him to play as well. Even though, like you said earlier, I thought that line would come in a little higher. I think right now it's 34.5, 35.5, something like that. So I'm going to sprinkle on that. I just don't trust James Harden to play that good 2 games in a row. So I'm taking the under on James Harden PRA. I'm going Boston first half 3.5. And I'm running back Derek White his points right now at 12.5 for a half unit. Those are my 3 official plays. And under y'all can look at that I've been cashing on the last 3 games. I don't know if you can pull this up on StatViews for the people that's watching on YouTube. Troy Brown Jr., his PRA, it's only being listed on BetMGM. And it's typically like 7.5. The last I played it I played it all last series, and I think he about 5-2 to the under. Now the line is only going to be like 7.5. It's not going to be that high. But he's not going to get a whole lot of minutes. So just something to kind of be on the lookout for is the under PRA for Troy Brown Jr. Again, he's bad at basketball, kind of like Dylan Brooks, and he's not going to get a lot of minutes. And I like taking the under on people that's bad at basketball. I was playing the last series. I also was playing Alex Lynn under points 3.5, and they played 7 games. He only hit that line, I think, twice. So, again, Boston first half, Derek White points, James Harden under PRA. That's what we on, man. Looking to keep it going. Gotta start back getting these plays in the Discord. I've been working my ass off, so looking to keep it going and waiting to hear back from the Bucks. Y'all wish me good luck with this Bucks job.
Hey, absolutely, bro. Fingers crossed for you, man. I hope you catch the job, and I hope you catch the tickets tonight, man. I'll say this about the Troy Brown Jr. Play, Vaughn, because Troy Brown Jr. I was looking at some defensive rating stuff for the Lakers, and their defensive rating takes a dive off the cliff with Troy Brown Jr. And so I don't expect a lot of minutes for him. I think that the part that's sneaky for tomorrow is that the Lakers could get smoked tomorrow. If the Lakers get smoked tomorrow, Troy Brown Jr. gonna get a lot of minutes with their second team, specifically on his way back to LA, getting ready for game 2. Bron and AD played heavy minutes last game. I do expect them to get, I think Celtics, not the Celtics, I think the Golden State Warriors beat the Lakers by probably 8-9 points tomorrow. So he could get some garbage time minutes, which is what scares me, Vaughn, just because Ham might throw him out there for confidence. So
hey, look, the only reason I'm gonna take it is because I'm up so many units off it. Like you said, I do expect Golden State to win tomorrow, and not a decent amount of points. I'll probably go take Golden State win margin like 11-20 or something like that, because I do anticipate them to win. But even in game 6 against Memphis, he played like the last 8 minutes and still ain't cash. Look, I'm watching the game. I'm like, man. So they taking Bron and I'm like, oh shit, they not getting back in. So I'm nervous. He ain't got to get nothing but 7.5, and that's PRA, points, rebounds, and assists. Man, I think that nigga had like 1 bucket and like 3 rebounds, bro. So even if he played the minutes, he's bad enough where he can still cash it for you. And then also with him, if the game is somehow close, he definitely don't get no whole lot of minutes. He's always the eyeball out in that shooting guard / small forward rotation. So that's it, man. I'm gonna let you go because I know you got to be respectful of people's time.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Vaughn. I appreciate the looks as well, man. Shout out to all of the speakers who came through today. Dream, Frag, Stefan was up here. Sean gave out some looks. Vaughn gave out some looks. And I know I'm missing some people too. Fresco gave out some looks. He a couple people like the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, man. Best of luck to y'all, man. I'm gonna just keep it at that, man. I'm gonna just keep it at that. We'll see what happens. I'll be back tomorrow. Win, lose, or draw. I'm always here. We'll talk, I'll talk a little bit more about the Lakers and Golden State game tomorrow, but I already told y'all what I'm kind of looking towards tomorrow as well. Best bets are at the bottom for me. I'm on the Celtics tonight. First half minus the 4.5. Celtics full game minus the 8.5. Sprinkle on the props as well. PJ Tucker over his 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Just because nobody else is on it. I like it. Tatum, 13.5 rebounds plus assists as well. And Marcus Smart over his 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Those are quarter unit plays for me, but I wanted to put something in, man. Just put a little sprinkle on something tonight. Have a little fun with the props since I gave those out on the Propcast. Be back tomorrow, man. Best of luck to everybody tonight. Enjoy the games, man. Definitely enjoy the games. We'll do this all over again tomorrow. Hit the like button on the way out. 5:30 Eastern time as always tomorrow, man. Best of luck everybody tonight. And like I said, enjoy the games.